move on then and chat about technicals and levels to watch out for. We've got Kunal, Bothra as well as Chandan, Taparia joining in. And Kunal, what's your assessment given the fact that yes, there was that attempt at a pullback yesterday, but today the Globe's handover is looking pretty robust.
Absolutely. So, I believe that we are still trading into a range, 400, 500 points on the index, and we just trying to, take a lot of resistances and supports at this range. In fact, over the last 4 days, precisely the index has tested this 24,400 levels, 350, 400 levels 4 times in the last 4 days. And on the support side, we've managed to test the 24,000 mark thrice. So that itself indicates that, the volatility is very high, but there is no direction for the indices. Now, we've been discussing this point that sector patterns are something which, typically starts off or kicks off a fresh trend for the indices. That over the last couple of days is missing. We still see the overall market breadth to be a little bit better as compared to the large cap participation. And I think that's the missing factor for this market. So it all depends on two important points. One is that whether the Nifty scales past about the first major hurdle, which is 24,400, 500 zone. If we see that happening, say today, tomorrow, then I think we could probably be at a point where you might start to see, a lot more better bull participation. And the second is the most important is the sector participation from the larger cap names specifically. I think if that starts to, come back, then I would probably believe that the trend could be more sustainable and you might see a sharp decrease in the volatility for the indices.
Right, Chandan, hi, morning. What's the trade setup looking like? Seems like we are in for an excellent rebound, but do you think these are levels which will hold?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. So we have seen some profit booking decline in last couple of days. The Nifty corrected by more than 1100 points all the way from 25,078 to 23,893. But in last 4 days, it got stuck in a range, holding well above 50 EMA. But the follow-up activity is missing in the market. The index got stuck in a range between 24,000 to 24,400, and sustained supply is clearly visible at higher levels. So index requires a decisive range breakout to commence the next leg of rally. The good part is that volatility index has declined from its recent peak of 23. It corrected from 23 to 16.6 level, but still we are at higher levels. Even the CBOE VIX at US has made the peak near 65 and now at 25, 27. So we have seen a sharp spurt in the volatility and then decline, which indicates some stability could be there. But overall, we are stuck in a range and the global sentiment could weigh high in the market. So as of now, we have to play the range in between 24,000 to 24,400. If it goes below 24,000, then it may open the next downside swings. But for upside, it needs to hold about 24,400 to commence the move towards 24,750 and higher levels.
All right, let's find out what those individual stock recommendations are. And Kunal, what are you tracking for the day?
So I'll go with two buy calls. The first one is one MFSL, Max Financial Services. That's a chart which is looking attractive in terms of a potential breakout. We saw the stock consolidating in the range of 1,070, 1,060 as a base and 1,100, 1,105 as a resistance. Yesterday the stock closed just slightly higher above the first important resistance point. So expecting a follow through up move, buy with a target of 1,140, stop loss at 1,090. And the second would be a buy on Chambal Fertilizers. Many of the fertilizer stocks are heading towards a potential consolidation breakout. Chambal Fertilizer is on the verge of an inverted head and shoulder breakout above 520 levels. So, we'll suggest a buy with 530 as a target, stop loss at 500.
Right. Chandan, what's your stock list looking like this Friday morning?
So, I'll focus on selective pharma and consumption name. We have positive on the Nifty Pharma, and here we recommend to buy Alkem. Alkem has given a consolidation breakout on the weekly chart after the 24 weeks. It has been forming higher highs, higher lows from last 3 trading sessions and recently taken support at its 50-day exponential moving average. Major trend of the stock and sector is positive, and the recent breakout could aid the momentum towards 6,000. So one can buy Alkem with support of 55, 50 for the higher targets. Second trading idea, there is buy on trend. A major trend of the counter is positive. After the decline of the last week, it managed to hold the support near 5,200 zone and turned higher. It is holding well to its key support trend line, and we believe that momentum could be big. So one can buy with support of 5,500. Here we are expecting it to continue the momentum towards 5,900 to 6,000 marks.
There you have it. That's the view coming in from our chartists as to what exactly they're picking out in terms of individual stock ideas.